How many people are willing to move to the place where Trump is going to start building a wall in the sake of the name of getting a job? Because in the community I live at, there's not too many opportunities for jobs because it's seasonal work that I'm working for, so I'm not making much money. Plus, doing scratchers or lottery tickets ain't paying off, so I'd rather be where Trump is building the wall, which is on the southern border where I live in California. I might actually think about relocating because of that. And thank God for that, because if Trump had won, there would be no wall going up and no new jobs that were in progress that the Democrats keep blocking. Like they don't want to lift the EPA regulations, so Trump's doing it himself because they think that the country should be suppressed by the EPA and the government should be calling the shots on everything. So it's hella stupid. And anyways, just I thought I'd say that people need to help Trump build the wall. Oh yeah, then who was it? Steve Bannon was saying, just because Trump won the election doesn't mean we're out of the woods. That people shouldn't feel comfortable about everything, like everything's fine, because it's not. Because we're still be fighting this war, and they're still going to cause all these. The Democrats are going to cause all these crazy things to happen, and get people hurt, and they're the ones actually causing a lot of the violence in this country, even though they try to blame it on Republicans. Say it's, oh, people that are Republican are causing all these problems. When they find out later it's a Democrat, they're silent on it. Just like the Weinstein thing. It's a Democrat supporter that actually abused those women in Hollywood. And there's Corey Feldman, who tried to expose it back in 2013 or 14 with that Barbara Walters thing, and she didn't believe him, so he kind of gave up. Now that Weinstein is being exposed and all those people are coming forward, now Feldman wants to get involved, but he's not revealing the names because he said he's afraid of the retaliation he's going to get. So, and he just got pulled over, I guess, by the cops in Louisiana and got in trouble for having pot in his car. And he got arrested, so it doesn't make any sense after he said he was going to expose people and then he gets arrested for pot. It's stupid. Anyways, the liberals are going crazy and saying Corey Feldman's a liar and all that. And the liberals are actually supporting Weinstein. And Weinstein is a total jerk. He's fully guilty of what he did. And he deserves whatever punishment he gets because he's been doing it for decades, hurting people. And he probably thinks it's funny. And I know people who basically take advantage and they think it's funny and they get away with it. And I actually work with somebody like that who doesn't do their work and they don't do a good job at it, but since the boss feels so bad for them, they let them get away with it. And if I did the same thing that that person did, I'd be fired. So, you see what I mean? Just because if you're in the right party affiliation, you might get a pass. So, that's how it is when you're a criminal mind and you have enough money to buy everybody off. Trump has the money, but he ain't buying anybody off. So he's dealing with it himself. These little accusations the Democrats keep putting against him, and they keep falling through. They just keep trying and trying, and it's never gonna work because it's not true. Because why Trump ain't worried about it? Because they're lying, and there's actually no proof he's done anything wrong. All he's done so far is create more jobs, and he got rid of Obamacare, and he might even, you know, help expose things that have been going on, especially with the JFK files. I guess everybody wants to know who the people were that the other shooters were that killed Kennedy, because those are probably the same people that killed Marilyn Monroe back in the 60s, and then JFK was killed right after she was. So there's some kind of connection with that, and maybe even the Bushes might have had something to do with JFK being murdered because he was trying to get rid of the feds and get rid of money because they were printing it too fast, and these banks and all that, they're just all greedy and selfish. That's why we have all this debt and people aren't able to get ahead. So it's just crazy, and why the government's so bloated. their budgets are so bloated. Now Trump is like cutting it back. So that's good. And we're just, I don't know. Even Gavin McInnes said, even if Hillary won, people are still going to be angry because we're still not happy with the current situation, with the out of control left and their hatred towards white Americans, white males predominantly, and then putting up websites demonizing white people. And there's actually a man named Jared Taylor who exposes the left's lies, and they trash white people all the time. And white people need to stand up for themselves, because if they don't, so more bad things are going to happen. And the New York Times has posted an article saying that Muslim men can come in and take over the white women here because white men's sperm count's low. White American men. It's like, don't listen to that crap, because they're just trying to make you give up. We're not going to give up, because we're going to keep winning. If we keep trying, we're going to keep winning. Even if we only win by a few percentage points on every level of whatever subject. We can keep doing this and keep pushing back. They're not going to win, because evil never wins. Evil always fails because it's wrong. Just like Hillary's wrong. And she's sitting there pounding her fist on the table, demanding that they find out that this election was rigged by the Russians, and they have no proof at all that Russia had anything to do with the election. What had to do with the election was people came out in mass droves and voted for Trump. They just stayed quiet about it, the silent majority. But then when you see these new rallies that Trump does, it's just as many people as he had when he was running. He has not lost any support from people in this country. The left makes it look like everyone's turning against him, and they're not. They're all full of crap. The left is full of crap. That's why they talk trash about Trump, because he's not bought off by anybody. He's not going to be a rhino like the Bushes were. It's just crap. And that's all I could think of to say. And that's enough talking.